Hello everyone and welcome back. It's me, Finlay Davidson, here again, and today we're going to be doing a breakdown and a bit of a review of last night's episode of NXT. So the episode from the 17th of June 2020. Again, a very chock-full episode here today with some really great story elements and also wrestling itself. But we're going to get right into it and to start off with one of my favourite things I've seen in a long time in Imperium versus Emporium. So we had Imperium come out first, obviously as serious as they are, and then Emporium, which was actually Breezango, Fandango and Tyler Breeze, becoming Fabio and Marsupial. Tyler Breeze is one of my favourites, and Fandango is one of my favourites as well. Probably my favourite tag team in NXT. Really did want them to win here, but I kind of was sure that they weren't. There was some really nice... obviously the entrance was the highlight for me. I chuckled out loud when Breezango did come down as Emporium. It would have made my day even better if the ring announcer had called out Emporium and announced them as Marsupial and Fabio as well. I thought that was fantastic. Mauro Ranallo, throughout the entire episode, always good on commentary. Particularly enjoyed the comment he made here that the Broserweights title reign was a bit like a TikTok video. And some really nice moves, but didn't last very long. So I really did enjoy that comment there. This got off in a really great way. A huge slap from Barthel to Breeze. Really kind of set the tone for it. Breeze got cut off initially. Again, just classic tag team wrestling. Got the hot tag to Dango, and Dango again and goes and runs well with a lovely top rope dive. I got a rolling kind of senton over the top, which was really nice, and I enjoyed that. There was after the break, it was Breeze back in, and he was getting double teamed again, getting hit with a brain buster. So his always seems to be Tyler Breeze getting beaten up, but Dango just is really great with the hot tag, and he has got those hips that just don't lie. In came Bivens, boys. Malcolm Bivens again, really great manager, I think, and he's got his tag team that he's managing there at the moment. Didn't quite catch their name. I do mean to find that out at some point. But that brings out Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch to get into a big brawl with them. Cause a bit of a kerfuffle on the outside. Breeze gets thrown into them. Dango gets confused on who's legal man, tries to pin Barthel, and Fabian Eichner hits him with a DDT and pins him to retain the championship. Again, really great match. Really enjoyed it. Breezango just a joy to watch at all times. Imperium as serious as ever, and a solid opener for the show. Next we got an interview with Velveteen Dream, where basically we have Dexter Lumis basically saying that he wants the Velveteen Dream as his tag team partner for them to go after the tag team championships. Dream says that is a misunderstanding, it was just returning a favour, but again very interested in seeing where that could go. Damien Priest then arrives at the building, and you just kind of see, as he arrives, you see Cameron Grimes just kind of lurking off in the background, obviously setting up for what's going to be happening on, at a later date, which again, very interesting there. And then we see Damien Priest versus Killian Dain. Now, my fellow Celtic man, Killian Dain is obviously who I was pulling for here, even though he was the heel. But again, it was basically a slugfest between these two. Really strong match, just hard hits, big moves. And it was a lot of forearms and stuff like that, and just clubbing blows. Cause, the story was that Priest had hurt his lower back. Just going back to the In Your House match they had at TakeOver. The In Your House match, the match at TakeOver In Your House with Balor. So again, they kept kind of going towards that, and Dain kept trying to beat it on the back, and Priest eventually came through and hit the reckoning after reversing the Ulster plantation, and got the win. Solid match again, slugfest between two big guys. And as I say, I'm not a huge fan of Damien Priest at the moment, but I am getting there after seeing him In Your House with a really great performance against Finn Balor. And he's just going to keep building from there. So I think he will be a player in time, but just not right now. He's not really quite doing it for me at the moment. Damon gives Robert Stone a bit of a who's been on a bit of a bender. He looks like he's been on a 4-day bender, and just looks rough. I don't think he's changed his suit in all this time, to be honest. So if he might have just been living at the performance center, getting drunk, and not changing his clothes or having a shower, which wouldn't surprise me if that's the story they're going with anyway. But Damo gives him a fright when he's leaned up against the plexiglass. And next up we have Xia Lee and Aliyah. Now Xia Lee obviously broke Aliyah's nose way back when, and Aliyah was kind of out for revenge on it. Aliyah seems to recruit and accept Robert Stone as her manager and becomes his client. Interesting to come there. They had a quick match, but it ended with Robert Stone being sick on the ring, which distracted Xia Lee, and then Aliyah rolled her up. I think Xia Lee's shoulder was up on the first one, so then they had to pin her again. So it ended up being that it was like a 5 count before the win was done. Not a fan of the vomit. I mean, I would have been happier if he just drunkenly kind of like tripped Xia Lee or something and the referee didn't see it. That would have been enough for me. But he vomits on the ring, and if I was thinking there, if I was anyone else in that one, I'd be like, I don't want to go out in the ring now because there's sick on it. So, not a huge fan of the vomit thing. I imagine he's going to be looking sharp as he did when he was with Chelsea Green next week. But I think that could have been a bit better because no one likes seeing vomit or anything like that. It's just not nice. Then we see Thatcher's submission skill, where it just looks like he's or Thatcher's Thatch Can, I think it was called, and basically it's just him showing some submission moves to some rookies or anything like that. But he seems to lock them in properly. He makes them squeal, and basically finish it off by saying, "You get out of my ring and clean it all up. You've been crying all over the place." So showing off he's ruthless, and he knows how to contort the body and make anyone feel a lot of pain. So excited to see where Timothy Thatcher goes from here. Next we've got Undisputed Therapy with Kyle O'Reilly finally returning as the therapist. He put on a voice, some glasses, a hat, and everything like that to try and help Roderick Strong out of his rut, because he's having an issue with Dexter, Lumis, and the trunk of the car that he was put in. He's having some PTSD from it. They almost kind of have a breakthrough, but it ends up with Roderick Strong running away from them as they try to get him to face his fear and get in the car. So that's going to continue on, I imagine, over the next wee while. Really entertaining, really enjoyable, just a bit of fun, and all good stuff there. Next we have Adam Cole saying, obviously, how great he's been as the NXT champion. Well, actually, we got a backstage interview with him. First of all, my apologies. Where he was talking about obviously Karrion Kross's challenge and Scarlett coming out and picking up the hourglass. Keith Lee comes over, smashed the hourglass, and said, I want your NXT championship, which leads Adam Cole to come out saying that he's been the best NXT champion there's ever been, held up for 381 days, which is again a fantastic feat, and how he's the best champion in the business today. This then brings out Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor. Keith Lee just straight up, Adam Cole brought up wanting to be North American champion again, since he was the first one. Keith Lee has already said that he wanted to be the NXT champion. Gargano comes out because he thinks that since he pinned Keith Lee last week in a tag team match, that he should get another shot at the North American championship and then get a shot at the NXT championship. And Finn Balor called out Keith Lee last week, wants a response from that, and says he's going to be the NXT champion also. So everyone is vying for the 2 men's singles championships in NXT at the moment. So what we're going to get, which sounds very interesting, and it's one of the things I love about NXT, is that William Regal only comes in when he really needs to, because they've got 3 contenders here, and they're all going to be arguing and bickering over 2 belts. So he has this great idea. So basically next week we're going to have a triple threat match between Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor, and the winner of this match will go on to face Adam Cole for the NXT Championship on July the 8th, which is against Night 2 of AEW's Fyter Fest, so it should be a very interesting night there. I thought this was great. I mean, my heart really wants Keith Lee to win it. To be honest, I want Keith Lee to win both and be the winner that does take Cole, but there will be one new champion at least, no matter what. Or possibly even 2 if someone else wins the triple threat for the North American one. Minimum of 1. It's always makes it exciting. It's always intriguing, and I am interested in seeing where it goes. My head says Cole to win them, but I don't know if they want to move him on. But with the rest of Undisputed Era, I think there's a good chance they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So it does give me an idea that Cole might be sticking around as a what's another word for 2 belts? We've got those straps and 2 belts already. I don't know. Do titles? I don't know. Something like that. But another variation of those straps or 2 belts. After that, Keith Lee did have a great line in this as well, saying that obviously when he picked up Candice LeRae last week in the tag match, that was the most action she's gotten for a long time. This leads to Candice then berating Keith Lee backstage, where Mia Yim then gets into a brawl with her. Again, just keeping their story going on nicely, leading into keeping their story going on there as well in the women's division. Next we have Kayden Carter versus Dakota Kai. Now I'm a huge Dakota Kai fan. I really like her. I enjoyed it when she turned heel. I mean, the fact that her and, what was it? It was Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae still managed to win the match, which I thought was mental. But yeah, no, I am a big fan of Dakota Kai. I think her pairing with Raquel, right? Yeah, Raquel Gonzalez is a really good one. A great heater there. Again, just an intimidating looking woman. So I'm really impressed with her. They had a good match, quite short. Dakota got the win with the submission after King Hart did kick out at 2. Just went straight into the submission and got the win. So again, nice, strong little match there, showcasing both women there. After we have Cross and Scarlett looking over their broken hourglass that Keith Lee broke earlier, so I have a feeling that they might cost Keith Lee the triple threat last week because he was the one that broke it, is what I'm thinking. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm already kind of thinking of where this could be going, because it is very, very interesting. Mercedes Martinez then has a vignette saying that she is coming soon to NXT, so again, very exciting stuff. I've only seen very little of her in such as the Royal Rumble. She was in the Battle Royal at one of the AEW shows, I think, because the Battle Royal to get the number one contender for the Women's Tag Team Championship there, one that was won by Nyla Rose in the end, I believe. Yes, that one. She was in that. Oh no, it was won by... I can't exactly remember who. I think it was Nyla Rose, but it was that Battle Royal that she was in. She was in this year's Royal Rumble for WWE, and she was in the Mae Young Classic also. So I've seen her a few times, really impressed with her. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her pop up on NXT. Next up, we did have Bronson Reed versus Leon Ruff. Now, Leon Ruff has been all over the place recently. He's been on the main roster, 205 Live, NXT, everywhere. He's getting so much experience. But this was always going to be a squash match. There was 3 moves. There was a body check, there was a senton, and then there was a top rope splash, where Bronson Reed just basically squished them, which is what I expected to happen. I thought this is going to be a squash. It was quite entertaining seeing Leon Ruff have a really, really energetic entrance. Really looked like he was loving it, and then just having Bronson Reed decimate him in 3 moves really did really was quite entertaining. So I did enjoy that. It's basically going to be Bronson Reed, because he got attacked by Karrion Kross before NXT In Your House. So Bronson Reed is challenging Karrion Kross to a match next week, which again I think will be a really good hard-hitting match, and I am looking forward to seeing that next week. Also, after this we go outside again, where we see Damien Priest with his tire slash, so he's not in a very good mood, and then you see Cameron Grimes come past saying, "Oh, maybe we should call you an Uber," before laughing off while he drives away in his car. Personally, I would have preferred if we didn't see Cameron Grimes, to be the confirmation of it, because we saw him lurking about back but when Damien Priest was arriving. So I'm like, okay, so that's already planting the seeds in there. And it could end up being him as well, but I'd rather not have you tell me on the same episode. Leave it for a little while. Have a few more things that has happened to Damien Priest. So we kind of see Cameron Grimes hanging around Damien Priest in certain bits, and then the next bit we just see Damien Priest getting annoyed at something happening, like again his car's tires being slashed and such like that. But we never get explicitly told that it was Cameron Grimes. And I think this bit where he goes, "Maybe we should call you an Uber," and laughs while driving off, kind of gives that away. I'd rather it be more implicit. To kind of build the story a bit more, but still, absolutely fine. I'm sure Cameron Grimes and Damien Priest will have a fine match further down the road as well. Next up, we have Santos Escobar coming out with Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza, I think the name is, and Raul Gonzalez. It's something like that anyway. I know I'm bad with names on these ones, but I've got a lot of names down here. But they come out obviously saying that he was never going to be a luchador. To make it here, you need to be a leader. He's going to make his posse a leader. And again, it looks like a really good character. I'm really interested in where it's going. And it looks like Drake Maverick is going to be the man who's going to be battling against them, because Drake Maverick comes out saying he's always had more fight than sense, and he goes and takes it to all 3 of them, gets beaten down because the numbers game does overwhelm him. And I thought Drake Maverick selling here was absolutely on point, and he took a gnarly looking bump. I think they call it a phantom driver, but I think it was like a Michinoku driver. It was the more common name for it, but it was called a phantom driver, and he took that from like a platform through a table. It looked gnarly, and then Drake Maverick got caught out there on a stretcher, which, to be honest, I think most of us would if we took something like that. That would look. It looked painful, and it again a move that makes you go, "Whoa, I don't want to be in." I do not envy him, basically. After that, we do have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, the main event of the evening. We have Bayley and Sasha coming back to NXT, two former NXT Women's Champions coming back to. If AJ Styles built SmackDown, then NXT could be the house that they built, or at least renovated. I think after it was initially built. But they're going up against Shotzi, Blackheart, and Tegan Nox. Big fan of Tegan Nox. I think she's great. Again, really enjoyed her matches with Dakota Kai. Obviously biased because I like Dakota Kai as well. So she's also from Wales, so another of my Celtic brethren. So that's always nice to see. But I think the win for Bayley and Sasha was never in doubt here. But they did have a good match back and forth with some really great near falls in it as well. I'm not overly sold on Shotzi Blackheart just yet. I think she's good, but I'm not overly sold on it just yet. I need to keep watching her, seeing if she does get any better. The most memorable thing I can do is that she eliminated Shayna Baszler from a Battle Royal once. They tried to recreate it in the Royal Rumble, but it didn't. I'm still not fully sold on Shotzi Blackheart as of yet, but she looks promising. There's a few more things, and I think it could be there. I don't quite get the mini tank and all that kind of stuff. It just looks like it's a bit of fun to her when a WWE tag team, women's tag team match shouldn't really be all about fun in my eyes, anyway. But again, it's just very little things on it. I thought the match was good. There was some bits that could have been a bit cleaner, such as some double team and stuff like that. But overall, really good back and forth match. There was points we think that was close. I mean, I was never in doubt, and they didn't make me believe that Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox were ever going to win. But it was a good wee finish though as well. Bayley brings in the chair to make the distraction. Tegan Nox takes it off her and gets taken away by the referee, and then Sasha reverses. Sasha's caught in Shotzi Blackheart's submission move. Bayley flips her over into the bank so Sasha can lock in the bank statement, and it forces Shotzi Blackheart to submit. So really creative finish, but the result was never in question in my mind. It was always going to be Bayley and Sasha. With there, obviously, we've got another WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match on Monday against the Iconics, so that's 3 defenses in 8 days. So again, lots of time for the tag titles there, and I'm really happy that they are getting the showcase that they deserve. After that, Io Shirai comes out and just lays waste to both Bayley and Sasha, showing that NXT is now her house. I'm a huge fan of Io Shirai. Really love any work that she does. Always think it's fantastic. And I hope I don't think it's going to go too many places. It's basically saying, you want to come to NXT, you're going to have to contend with me. I'm top dog here. And that was absolutely fantastic to see. The dropkick was brilliant. The springboard one that she hit Bayley with, that was fantastic. And again, just a brilliant ending to NXT overall. So good show. I was invested throughout. Best parts definitely was obviously Io Shirai at the end, and Breezango's entrance were the two highlights for me. But there was always a good match involved there. Never felt like it was dragging at any point. And just overall a really great show to watch. So if you do have a spare hour and a half or whatever, then it is definitely worth viewing. And I am excited to see where NXT is going over the next few weeks as well. That's all from me today, guys, just to give you obviously a bit of a breakdown of my thoughts on NXT from last night. I'll be coming to you again on Saturday with SmackDown, seeing the fallout from Backlash on the Blue brand, and we'll be seeing exactly where the story seems to be going into Extreme Rules and such like that. But it's been a pleasure. Please leave a like. Thank you very much for watching, and stay safe, and I'll be seeing you soon.